In a world where trust is hard to find, Solana ID brings you peace of mind. Your digital life secure and free, a place where privacy meets integrity. In a world where shadows used to reign, Solana ID brings clarity again. Your digital self in control, the privacy that you were on a roll. With Solana ID, you are in control. From the blockchain to the web, we know. No more secret, no more lies. With your sole ID, your reputation grows. Let's do it once more. With Solana ID, in control. From the blockchain to the web, we know. No more secret, no more lies. With your sole ID, if your reputation grow. In a world where trust is hard to find, Solana ID brings you peace of mind. Your digital life secure and free, a place where privacy meets integrity. In a world where shadows used to reign, Solana ID brings clarity again. Your digital self in control, the privacy that you were on a roll. With Solana ID, you are in control. From the blockchain to the web, we know. No more secret, no more lies. With your sole ID, your reputation grows. Let's do it once more. With Solana ID, you are in control. From the blockchain to the web, we know. Reputation grow. In a world where trust is hard to find, Solana ID brings you peace of mind. Your digital life secure and free, a place where privacy meets integrity. In a world where shadows used to reign, Solana ID brings clarity again. Your digital self in control, the privacy that you were on a roll. With Solana ID, you are in control. From the blockchain to the web, we know. No more secret, no more lies. With your sole ID, your reputation grows. Let's do it once more. With Solana ID, you are in control. From the blockchain to the web, we know. No more secret, no more lies. With your sole ID, if your reputation grow. In a world where trust is hard to find, Solana ID brings you peace of mind. Your digital life secure and free, a place where privacy meets integrity. In a world where shadows used to reign, Solana ID brings clarity again. Your digital self in control, the privacy that you were on a roll. With Solana ID, you are in control. From the blockchain to the web, we know. No more secret, no more lies. With your sole ID, your reputation grows. Let's do it once more. With Solana ID, you are in control. From the blockchain to the web, we know. No more secret, no more lies. With your sole ID, if your reputation grows.
And with that, welcome to Solid Talk. Actually, GM, and welcome to Solid Talk number 72. 72 weeks of solid yapping here. That is, damn, we're closing down on the 2 year mark with all you guys. Thanks for tuning in. As always, it is Saturday. It is daylight for me. I will talk a little bit about what happened in my life in the past couple of days. But I'm not alone. As always, I am joined by Pierre. Welcome to Solid Talk, where the full moon is already in the sky. How are you doing, Pierre?
GM, my friend. I'm doing all right. Surviving.
Surviving. Another week without dying is a good week. So sometimes it's that easy in life, right? You can be
Yeah, you have
grateful
to
for,
appreciate the little things.
yeah, the little things, the most basic things. So if you're here right now, if you can pull up to Solid Talks, that means that you are alive, that you probably have enough food to survive, that you have water and access to it, maybe even a roof over your head. So could be worse. Could be worse. There's people that don't have the luxury of tuning in to a random crypto live stream on a Saturday evening, morning, or afternoon, wherever you are. For me, it is 2 p.m. during the day, which feels weird. I'm like in the middle of the day here. So talk. When was the last time, Pierre, you did a Solid Talk during daylight? I think I don't think
Me?
you ever. Yeah, did you ever do that actually?
Yeah, when I was in Germany also in May
There was a
last
time,
year.
yeah.
Yeah, that was
How was
nice.
that? It was nice, right? It feels different.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's because usually I was used to solid talk, and then it's like 1 a.m. or something, so I
yeah,
go to bed. But in Germany, it was just I don't know 5 6, so dinner time, and then there were still a couple of hours to go.
yeah. I think actually, I don't think it's bad. I think it's a good time. How are we with the volume, ladies and gents? Let us know because I thought last time when I watched the live stream that our mics might not be 100% synced with the volume. Like sometimes I'm a bit more quiet than Pierre. If that's the case, let us know. Your mic volume actually in StreamYard, Pierre, I think is like toggled to max, while I think my mic volume is toggled to max, to mid, to the middle. If I see that correctly. So
Oh,
just let us know in the comments how you perceive the voice. If you want Pierre to be a little bit more quiet, I'll toggle the guy a little bit down. But GM to everyone, thanks for tuning in here. We got Alden in the house. Drop a GM in the comment section right now so we know that you're here and we know that you're with us and we can interact a little bit with you. Let us know if you're around. Alden, GM, Carlos, Alberto, welcome again to yet another Solid Talk. Fool is with us. Sunny GM, that's good. I think probably the sun is out for you as well. It is actually fairly sunny here. Alden says, sounds good. GM Legends from Cyber, welcome, GM. Cyber as well to the Solid Talk. Lissa Sillons with us. Snow Toshi's here. We got Grim.skr. I have my secret phone. I need to set it up. I activated it earlier, but I didn't do all the setup yet. But finally, I opened the box. I peeled off the foil after half a year. It was literally laying around here where I grew up in my hometown because I ordered it here last year when I didn't know where to order. It's difficult if you don't have a home. Back then, I didn't have any apartment, so it's difficult. You don't know when I pre-ordered the Seeker. I had no idea where I'm going to be when the shipment starts, so I can't order it anywhere, right? So I had to order it
yeah.
to the only place on earth where I know it's going to be safe. It's going to arrive, which is basically the house I grew up in. But then it came in August last year, and now everyone is fucking yapping about, oh, I got my SKR airdrop from using the phone, and I knew this day is gonna come where I'm sitting here and I'll be like, fuck, why didn't I, I don't know, get my hands on this thing earlier? Because then I could make use up to 750,000 SKR tokens were distributed, depending on how active you are with the phone, and that equals a couple $100. So it's
Mm.
not a huge. It's not like Bonk where you got like $18,000 worth of airdrop at some point. But who knows? The token might actually go up. We can take a look at the token today as well. Giannis is with us. Rainy GM from Giannis. Okay. And Maki says, GM, what's up, Drip? How you going, man? How you doing? Good to have you, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. And yeah, so today we're gonna talk a little bit about what happened last week or this week, basically during the week, when Nikita Beer decided to, well, fuck the InfoFi sector in the arse, because they're gone now, only because of one little change. So we're going to talk a little bit about that because it does impact what we do. It does impact Solana indeed, because we kind of tried to convince people that this is a bad idea anyways, and that there's better ways to market, but no one listened. And I think now there's the door opened a little bit wider for us. So that's good. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Besides that, obviously, we're going to take a look at what else goes on in the world and in the macro economy. And we're going to talk a little bit about the markets and the price charts as well. We're going to take a look at Solami, because that's what we do as Solar Talk as well. I'm talking a little bit about tokens. I have a few things I want to touch on when it comes to Solana ecosystem. There's like a little trend that appeared to crystallize last week or this week as well, which I want to talk a little bit about. And then obviously we have maybe a few company internal things that we can discuss, a little bit some perks and progress that I have in mind. I have some ideas around the current status of the SDN and where our plans are with the display network strategically, and also more precisely who we're talking to. And then we're also tinkering on a next campaign right now with a bigger partner that we can also share here. Because again, Solar Talks are the view behind the curtain. So if you're here with us, you're basically getting the most transparent view on what the company is doing these days, not only things that are already done and in dry cloths, in trockenen Tüchern, whatever, like things that are already done. No, we're also talking about things that are still in the making, which is cool, right? Because you're literally like, it's the closest you can get on updates from Solana. Before we start, Germany. I have like a few thoughts since I'm here right now. I talked to a few people. It's interesting what the sentiment here in this country is right now. I feel there's really a big division going on, and a lot of Germans are really anti-USA right now. And for obvious reasons, I can't blame them, but they're so anti-USA that when I was talking about how happy I was about the Starlink in the Qatar Airs, in the airline that I was flying with, some people here told me like, oh yeah, but I hope they won't do that in any other planes. I'm like, why? It's great. Yeah, but fuck that. Starlink is from Elon Musk and he's the devil. I'm like, okay,
yeah. I had the same conversation with my dad last year or the year before, even when I told him that we have Starlink. But it's not good because it's from Elon Musk. So
damn, I didn't know how bad.
But he's the only guy who has this product, so I'm not gonna use it because it's from Elon Musk or what?
Yeah, just use Telecom. That's what they literally say. They're like, yeah, but you should use the Telecom mobile network. I'm like, yeah, bro, like you can barely read Telegram messages with that. This was my first flight in my whole life where I was like completely locked in for 10 hours straight, and everything was like fast. I had the fastest Wi-Fi in my whole life. In this airplane.
In the airplane.
Which is stupid. But the time went like by quick because I got so much shit done during that flight. You know, like I literally worked on my to-do list. I wrote the whole fucking article, did the research for it and everything. I'm going to talk about that as well here. I talked, like my whole Telegram got cleaned up. The whole history got cleaned up because I'm even all the group chats, like I just had so much time because I couldn't do anything up. And you can nowadays, obviously, we can work on our phones really well. Right? I don't even have to pull out my laptop and put it on.
Wait, you didn't wrote the article on your phone, did you?
I did everything on my phone.
Well, what the fuck? Really?
Why do you need I mean, I wrote it in Notion, right? Everything, and then did the research like super smooth, you know, like one window I switched over to like research to the browser. Then I had AI open to help me structure, and then I had Notion open to write. Right. So then I wrote everything, and then when I was down at the ground again, I just opened my MacBook and I copied the Notion page into Twitter because formatting is easier on the Mac. That took like 2 minutes, and then I posted it. But like the writing I did in the you can do everything on your phone. Like you don't really need, and everything is synced anyways, right? These days, like everything is synced between your phone and your Mac, so all the data is there as long as you have internet. So anyway, long story short, I didn't realize how bearish Germany is on US and especially Elon Musk. Like they're literally boycotting him to the extent where my family member of mine works for an airline, and in the Slack in the Slack of the airline, they announced, end of 2026, we're going to introduce Starlink in all our fleet, in the whole airplanes, so that we can offer free internet for all our passengers across the whole airline. And it's a big airline. And then she showed me the Slack comment section, and I was like, damn, this is worse than Twitter. People were just chilling on that decision. They were like, oh, how can you bring Elon Musk's product into our airplanes? We're a German, company. We need to accept European technology. We need to work with German companies. Also, it's like so centralized, and everything he does, all the information he owns, and he's just gonna take over the world and fuck us all. And I'm like, guys, don't you want fast Wi-Fi? It's just, I mean, I get where they're coming from.
Still the best decision to leave this country.
It is just such a clown show, but I get where they're coming from. I understand it. They're like, they're scared, right? Because
no, they are just heavily influenced by legacy media, because they all watch ARD and ZDF and the Tagesschau and whatnot, and they keep telling them Elon Musk is the devil. If you consume any products, you're also the devil.
Yeah, because he's right wing, and he's he's on Trump's side as well, and now he has these satellites, and now he's also going into defense, and he controls the war by giving internet to the people that are in the war. So like he's the Strippenzieher. He's the guy that moves everything. It is interesting for sure. Like, and we're obviously on Twitter. That's another conspiracy theory they have, right? Yeah, he like on Twitter, that's his platform. So he steers the opinions of the people. Like the algorithm is only showing right content, because everything, if you're leftist, you're being silenced basically, right? If you have the wrong opinions. But the right opinions are being blown up. But that's bullshit. Like there's enough left posts that are, and it's just how the algo works. Like
and then also that is total that they hate this, even if it's not true, but they're completely hypocrites, because when they do that on platforms where they heavily did it, where even Mark Zuckerberg admitted during COVID, yes, guys, we deleted lots of stuff because we got pressured by the European governments to spread certain informations and delete certain informations. That's all fine, as long as it's what they think. But as soon as something like that happens against their opinion, that's the worst. They cannot accept that.
Yeah. It's very interesting. It's an interesting phenomenon here. And I always like to, when I discuss these things and argue with people that are of different opinion, I always like to listen to them and try to understand where they're coming from, and see if I have flaws in the way I think. But I'm fairly sure that I think it's just like the world right now is just a bit. It's a big mess, to be fair. There's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of angst, right, in the markets, and not in the markets, in society. So people are just scared of the future and where things go, and a lot of people have financial problems, and that full circle this, right? That is why crypto works so well right now, or it has been working in the past right now a lot. And we had that topic last week in our Solid Talk as well, because it opens opportunities. It gives hope, right? Crypto gives hope, because the idea, especially when at the early stages, the ideology behind it gave hope as well, which was, okay, we're building this shadow financial system that brings us more independence and sovereignty from the traditional world, because right now we don't know where things go, and we don't know how controlled we're going to be, and who's going to close our bank accounts, and if we can take the money out of banks. There have been bank runs in the past couple of years, and so people are just they want more sovereignty and ownership, and that's why this small group of early adopters really pushed hard for crypto, and the timing was perfect. Crypto couldn't have been born in 30-40 years ago, even if we would have been technologically ready for that. It wasn't the right zeitgeist for crypto, because we wouldn't have we needed the people that really believed that this is a solution. That's all of us, by the way. Like, all of us thought, okay, this opens up opportunities in the world that bring us a little bit of sovereignty, right? Because that's what we want. Like, the book, the Sovereign Individual, right, was written probably in the late 2000s, like 2005 or something, I think, around, like, not too. It was not too close to right now, but back then this started this movement of we want more independence. We need to rid ourselves from nation state control, and that's a huge movement. And I think crypto just financialized that. And then now with casinos and meme coins and all that stuff, we're making it more adaptable globally and largely as well, because this is a narrative that everyone right now needs. It's like it doesn't give us, it gives us hope as well financially to be like for a way out. For like, okay, I can solve my financials by putting my money to work in some of these super hyper growth startups and projects that can technically retire me in 5 years, right? Instead of having to bet on 40 years. And while there's definitely high risk involved, you all know that, it also is possible. You also know that, right? So crypto is really interesting right now. And that brings me to a good point, actually, because I wanted to, I don't know if you, I think, I don't know, I don't think you know it, Pierre, but something is happening in the world, and that's why that motivated to write that article, because that article was actually more macro economy and political than anything else. But as everyone knows, like I like to understand the markets. I like to understand the economy. In my late teenage years, I started to read everything about stocks and how that shit works, because I wanted to understand how money works, because money controls the world and influences how politicians make their decisions, everything else. So you need to understand markets. And that article basically is about that. It's about understanding the money flows and where money goes these days, because that's the best indicator of what happens in the world. And here's an interesting thing. And the article I'm referring to, by the way, I'm just going to pull it up for people. I need to repost it a bit and so on, so it gets a little bit more attention, because so far no one saw it. But it is about the decoupling between China and US, and that is basically there's something happened past week. There was a report that revealed a few numbers that are highly concerning, actually. And this is not some conspiracy theory or some bullshit, some crash. I'm not a crash prophet or something. I'm not saying that we're gonna all the world is falling apart this year. No, but I'm just saying that in the cycle of of boom and bust, we're probably closer to bust than boom. So I think we might still have a few years left of hyper growth, because that usually happens before something bad happens. But there will be some sort of correction at some point. But I don't think it's going to be like a crash like that. It's just going to be a prolonged time of a little bit of pain, I guess, in the economy. And there's a lot of influences. But the core piece here about that was, and this came from this report, the TIC report, which basically lays out foreign investment flows from the US. So, as you all know, the US makes a lot of money by having the dollar, right? So they have the sovereign currency of the world, or the leading currency of the world is the dollar, and by having the dollar, the US dollar, they can also issue debt for to other countries in the form of treasury bills, and they can basically say, okay, we give you that treasury bill, you give us a bunch of money in return, and then we can use that money to grow the economy and do stuff that are good for the US, and you get your a safe yield, right, on that instrument, and that has been considered a risk-free yield in the past years. That's kind of the delta neutral thing you can do. 4%, ish, más o menos, is like what you get for for treasury bills. And a lot of countries obviously did that, and they were like, yeah, this is great. And China has been the biggest buyer of debt, of US debt, because they were like, okay, for us it makes sense, because we need the fucking US to buy our shit. So because that's how we make money. We produce a bunch of shit in China, like we're the manufacturing economy. So we're just gonna produce all that shit, and we're going to sell it to these silly US people, and then we make a bunch of money, and then we even buy their debt. So we get, like, we take the money that we got from them from selling our goods, and then we basically buy their yield instruments, and we make yield on top of that money, even safe yield, and we give them more money because we bought their debt, right? So they can buy more shit from us. So it was great. And everyone kind of won as well. Like the US was like, yeah, fair, okay, it's cool. We get more money. The US had to do it because they need that money because their national debt is just too fucking big. Like they have almost $40 trillion of debt by now. And while they can easily pay their interest right now, the interest payments, like just the interest on the debt, so they're not paying off the debt. That's never going to happen, by the way. They're not paying off the debt. But the interest rate needs to be paid on the debt, right? Because that's how China makes money. That's how the banks make money that give the US government money. So the interest needs to be paid. That cannot default. And that they can do that right now. But the interest rates go up a lot. So by 2030, 2035, if GDP doesn't grow, right, they have more interest. They're going to pay more interest on their debt than they make in gross domestic product. They're fucked basically. If the interest rates go up like that and the GDP doesn't grow, they'll have a problem. So they either need to bring rates down, right? Interest rates. That's why Trump probably wants Jerome Powell to fuck himself and cut the rates. So they either need to lower interest rates quickly, or they need to pay off debt, which won't happen, or they need to grow the economy, right? So more GDP. They need to make more money. So they have like a bunch of options. What they can't have right now is less people that buy their debt, right? Because they need that money. China just dumped $700 billion worth of US debt. China is right now selling all their US debt. They've been buying US debt since 20 years. And now it's the first time since the past couple of years, and now the latest numbers that we got showed that, tells us that they're actually dumping a lot of US debt. They're selling treasury bills into the market. And they are doing that at a loss. They're losing money by that. That's a losing trade. It's stupid. Like, it's stupid portfolio management. And then you ask yourself, okay, why are they selling the US debt right now that gives them a stable yield, right? And if of like a risk-free rate, it has been considered a risk-free rate, and why they're selling that now at a loss, right? Why they're rushing to get rid of US dollar debt, basically. They're I think what they're doing is, I'm fairly sure, and I've read a few other opinions from people that know more about macroeconomy than myself, and they believe the same. If you watched what the US did in the past couple of years and recently with Venezuela, they're just freezing your accounts. They're sanctioning you if you don't do what they want. So if you have a lot of US dollars, right, for example, treasury bills that are denominated in US dollars, they can click a button and freeze your money. They did that with Russia when Ukraine war started. So the more US treasury bills you have that are denominated in US dollars, the higher the risk that this is going to go to zero. Because if you have some political, arguments with that country, and they basically, you have a lot of their money, they can click a button and be like, yeah, that money is not yours anymore, right? And they can do that. They did that. The US did that. So China right now is like, the way the world rolls right now, the way Trump is doing his thing, we don't really want dollars. We really don't want dollars anymore. So fuck that. We're just going to sell all that shit at a loss. We'd rather accept the 20% loss right now, which they did. 20% is a lot on the money, on $700 billion. We'd rather accept a small loss right now than getting 100% loss when we get sanctioned at some point. They're scared about the sanctions, I think. Now, the problem is the US can't lose that debt. That is fucking them big time. So what they did is they basically called up the people that have to kiss the US ass, which is not China because they're strong enough, but the European Union has to keep kissing the ass of the US. So they just told the UK and Europe, Brussels, yeah, guys, you need to buy all that debt yet now from China. And then these countries are like, yeah, but we don't have enough money to buy your fucking treasury bills. Like, we're broke ourselves. And then the US is like, yeah, well, then you take more debt and you buy our debt. We don't give a shit. Like, you just need, like, if you don't buy this, you're going to be fucked as well because you don't want us to have problems, which is true. If the US collapse, then UK is going to be fucked, Germany is fucked, the European Union is fucked. They're dependent on the US dollar strength and everything. So they're like, okay, then, all right, then we do some financial engineering. And that's literally what happened. So you can see that in the statement, the report. You can see how China drastically reduced their treasury bills, and how Europe, Brussels and London, drastically increased their treasury bills. So basically, it was just one hand in the other hand, and now the backholder alliance is keeping US alive, right? Which is Europe. But I just think it's highly concerning because China is literally preparing for something bad. While they are dumping US Treasury bills, they are buying commodities. They're filling up their oil tanks, like the big oil reserves, much more than they need right now. They basically have enough oil accumulated right now to survive for 3 years-ish as a whole economy without any oil imports. It's insane. That basically means like, okay, if we're going to go in a war or something bad, because the US controls a few of the canals that bring oil into China, if they cut these canals, we're okay for a couple of years even, right? So they're gobbling up oil. They're buying a lot of cobalt, like commodity and metal, which they don't need right now. You need it for construction, but the construction economy in China right now is fucked. No one builds, so they really don't need that. But they're buying a lot of that shit. Why? Because it's a good preserve, like a reserve of value. And gold. Why do you think gold rallied so much in the past couple of years? China has been the biggest buyer. They're just buying a shitload of gold. So TLDR is just a bit concerning. So that's why the title of my article was also "This is alarming," because I think it is alarming. I don't think we're going to go to shits tomorrow or something, but I do think that the US is in a very difficult spot. And if you look at the way Trump is doing policy, it really doesn't look like it comes out of strength, does it? It looks a bit desperate. It looks a bit like, okay, fuck, we need to do something drastic to steer this ship in the right direction. If everything is fine, you're chilling. You're just, you're quiet. You're just doing your thing. You're growing your economy. No, but this guy is like fucking, he has a shotgun out. He's shooting in all directions. So what does it leave us? Like, what does this mean for us? Yeah, I think we just should be aware of that. We should be aware that maybe the US dollar is not the best, the best store value. I think it's very bullish for crypto assets, for alternative assets. While they might, like, if something, if like a war breaks out or some bullshit happens, right? Knock on wood, I don't want this. There's definitely going to be an impact on markets, but I think the assets that will hold value and recover the most are all assets that are just completely detached from, not completely, but more detached from the dollar than anything else, which are, like good crypto assets, right? Like Solana, maybe ETH, I don't know, but definitely Bitcoin. And some of the tokens that are built on top of these as well, because they don't rely on the dollar really, and on dollar strength. Bitcoin definitely, and then commodities as well, right? So if China's buying gold, might, but the good thing about Solana is we're tokenizing all that shit as well. We don't like, you can keep all your wealth in tokenized commodities on Solana by now and get a yield on it, right? I think this is much safer than keeping your money in it's probably even safer than keeping your money in US Treasury bills right now. Anyway, did you know that? Did you know all that shit, Pierre? Did you hear about some of that?
Actually, no. But I was about to read your article earlier. I already started reading it.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it, though. Like, that's the TLDR. Like, you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe you need to change the title then.
Okay. What should I change it to?
Like, what's the worst outcome of this whole situation?
The rising tensions between China and US, or then if you want even one level lower, it's the US falling apart. Because again, and it's something I write about in the article, like they are cornered, right, with their debt situation right now. They really rely on the dollar strength. If the dollar weakens and goes to shit, I don't know, I'm bearish on the US then. And it all makes sense. Like, there's one part in the article where I talk about just the signs that we already see in the past couple of weeks and so on, in terms of policy making, invading Venezuela, right? Trying to maintain the petrodollar. Kind of makes sense now. Pushing the Fed to lower interest rates. You have to, if you need your economy to grow and you need to be able to refinance your your debt as cheap as possible, you need low interest rates. And then even the whole campaign that Trump was always pushing of America first, right, and manufacturing in America, I was like, are you stupid? Like, are we supposed to manufacture our phones for 100 times the costs in this country compared to China? He's like, yeah, it's a good idea. I'm like, okay, it's gonna be difficult, but sure. And then he started like, it sounds insane, but obviously he tries to detach himself from China more and more, right? Because they are, and there's, bro, like, there. One last thing to that topic as well. Let me see if I find that real quick. You can pull up my screen, I think. Where do I have it? Oh, actually, wait. Yeah, okay,
What's going on here?
This one here is also very interesting. I don't know if anyone saw that, but so what are we looking at? This is CIA, right? Everyone knows what that is. This is the official account of the CIA, right? And they posted on Twitter. They posted, this video provides the full set of steps for making secure contact with the CIA. Below are several considerations that must be taken into account before and during the process of making secure contact. The CIA wants to know the truth about China, and we are looking for people who know and can tell the truth. So what we're looking at right now is an official post from the Central Intelligence Agency of the United States of America on Twitter. It's a job post for spies on China. I don't get what's happening really, but okay. It's just a bit weird, isn't it? Like, why would you do that? I think they just, where's my stream at? They just really want. I think they're just scared of what could happen, if China, like, whatever they're doing. And I get it. They have a lot of power, I think. So, yeah, where could this lead to? The worst thing that can happen is huge tensions between the West and the East, right?
And that's not groundbreaking enough. It needs to be very clickbaity. Like, I don't know.
A war.
The US dollar is going to zero in the next 5 years, or that's not even enough. Like something more like Trump is destroying the US step by step, and here's why. Or
just the US is fucked, honestly. Like, they're just fucked.
It's not specific enough. It needs to be more specific. Like very specific and very like, oh my god, what's happening, so that people actually click on it. Because the thing right now is that I think the title is not attention grabbing enough.
Yeah, fair. Okay, let's see if I can. Do you think it's a good idea to edit? I guess it's okay, right? Like, even post.
I think even Nikita mentioned something about. Have you seen this official article about how to write articles from X creators?
I read half of it, then I got interrupted. I bookmarked it.
Okay.
Yeah. But that maybe that brings us to the topic that we also want to touch on here, which is basically the InfoFi death stabbing that happened this week. Should we
One
talk
thing
about that?
before that, sorry, Simon, but I'm not sure if you already said something about it. Do we still want to do the comment yourself solid today also?
Right. I think we can do that. So we did, for everyone who doesn't know, last week we started a new giveaway format, basically, and we are thinking to do this more regularly. So, okay, let me just upload this real quick here, and then share my screen. Media share. Comment yourself solid. Yeah, let's do that. So it's already happening since the beginning of the stream. We're already watching the comments right now, but welcome to Solid Talk. Start yapping. Talk with us. Be active in the comment section, because the more we see you being active in the comment section, the higher your chances will be to win Solid tokens for this live stream today. We're going to reveal the winner at the end of the Solid talk by a very subjective vote between me and Pierre, where we will basically decide between the two of us who deserves to be the Solid yapper of today's live stream. And the only way you can achieve that is by being active in the comment section with ideally constructive, funny, anything that is not considered AI slop. So just use your brain and interact with us. That is the best way to comment yourself Solid. So we're going to shout out to this throughout the stream today a little bit. Thanks for reminding me. But for now, let's talk about AI slop. Let's talk about what happened there. Wait, you can pull up my screen when I'm ready with this. Let's start here. Let's start with the with Nikita's announcement. Okay. So we are revising our Dev API policies. Nikita posted on the 15th of January, 2 days ago, while I was in the airplane, basically, and I was reading it and I was like, okay, this is interesting. And then the whole timeline exploded and everyone was like, okay, InfoFi is dead. And he says it. We will no longer allow apps that reward users for posting on X, aka InfoFi. This is a bit controversial, but I think I'm totally on his side because what's clear is that InfoFi or information finance was a trend that happened 2024, 2025. It really blew up, I think, 25 with apps like Cookie3, Kaito. And the idea is that you reward people for smart tweeting, right? That's the core idea. So whoever tweets about your project and your product, whatever you're doing, has a chance to be rewarded for it. The idea is, kind of checks out. What happened is that we got much more noise than signal from that because people were just trying to farm the metrics that will lead to payouts. So you get a prize pool, you get some sort of USDC pool or another crypto token that will be paid out to the user. And then you'll have to just yap about the product or project to collect, for example, with Kaito yaps, or to have a high mindshare rating on their leaderboard, all these kind of things. There's constructive, productive elements to this, right? Because if you truly reward genuinely good content pieces, then you can build this incentive system that leads to more interesting content. Unfortunately, that's not what happened. What happened is that the incentives were unfortunately more steered towards vanity metrics and impressions and kind of low signal engagement rates or low signal metrics. And then we just combine this with the emergence of AI and how easy it is to create content now. We just got a bunch of irrelevant, useless content, and it almost led to a point where you don't even know anymore what's real. There's also a big problem with incentivizing people to talk about shit. If you do that too much, then you get all these posts that are dressed as informative, interesting, and kind of, just like articles and posts that look like they want to inform you, but then they're just ads, right? They're just advertisement because you talk about something, you get paid for it. That is an advertisement. That's digital ads. So either tell it, like either say that, okay, this is an ad, right? Or don't chase the incentives and do genuinely good content. So InfoFi kind of led to this whole spammy environment on Twitter, and I think the Twitter team as well recognized that and was like, okay, we need to do something about this to make the timeline more interesting again. So we have revoked API access from these apps, and everyone that built this business on top of the API, of the business API from Twitter, had this huge kind of focal bottleneck of, okay, if this breaks, everything is fucked. That's what happened now. It broke, everything is fucked. All these projects went to zero in terms of their tokens, literally huge red candles, very sad. For people that had exposure to these, I'm sorry. But we've never been promoters and fans of this whole movement, haven't we? Right? Like that's, yeah, I don't know. We never felt like this is the right way to do marketing, right?
Have you seen the comments actually below this post?
No. What is the consensus?
There was some. So first of all, obviously people were like, oh my god, it's like huge, everyone was going crazy, but also a lot of people were happy. And then some people were making jokes, and when I say some people, it was like actually Pudgy Penguins and I think some other bigger companies, and then people hated on that. I don't know if you were aware of this.
Say it again. How does it? Like, what did they hate on exactly?
I think that Pudgy Penguins, I'm not sure if they deleted the comment by now or if it's still there, but they commented basically saying something like, this might actually have a huge impact on India's economy.
I saw that. Yeah, basically making fun of the farms that are set up in India and Pakistan and some of the countries where a lot of people just make a lot of livelihood just based on yaps, right?
With fake accounts and I don't know, AI stuff. Yeah, but I mean, that's not nothing bad, is it? I mean, there were so many people were pissed about this.
I think it's statistically true as well. No, like I'm pretty sure that if you look at the raw data, that there's just certain regions in the world where you have a higher concentration of these kind of farms because it's just cheaper there to run them, to run these accounts, bots, and so on. So, yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't know what. I mean, everyone got opinions, right? Doesn't mean that they're good. But there's been some good opinions as well on the timeline when it comes to this whole idea of getting rid of InfoFi and what it means for crypto, right? And yeah, I think I like the article that one of our friends wrote, Leon. Like he's really active right now. I appreciate that on the whole topic of moving away from InfoFi into the next stage of crypto Twitter now. So basically, what he says is there's been $5 to $10 million that was spent based on some analysis they did for campaigns on InfoFi platforms, right? So you basically have the creator rewards, the listing fees. Like Kaito has huge listing fees; it's not cheap to work with them. And then obviously you need to pay out the people as well. And then putting all that in one basket, that's like a budget of like up to $10 million that has been spent on these. So now, obviously that, and I can tell you, like I think the return on these investments was pretty horrible. It's just that's a gut feeling. Like if $10 million have been spent across multiple companies on InfoFi campaigns, I really don't know what they got back from that. I can't imagine that they had like so many user signups and so many token pumps and shit from these yappings that provided a positive return on ad spend for them, or on InfoFi spend, or however you want to call it, because they won't call it ads, obviously. But yeah, so that $5 to $10 million now needs to find its way again to other marketing opportunities, right? So we're basically opening up a budget again for alternative opportunities to market. And yeah, I think one thing he says as well, Leon, in his article, which is very true, is that we might go back to a model that is a bit more centralized at the top. So instead of evenly distributing the capital to like 5,000 yappers on Twitter, we're gonna. It's good again to be part of a cabal. It's good again to be part of an inner circle, because companies will now again look for the people that move the markets more, instead of shotgunning their money everywhere. And I'm mostly talking about influencer marketing, creator marketing, but that's the bucket InfoFi was in, right? So they're looking. It's going to be good again to be in some of these, high conviction groups where projects are like, okay, this is a community. This is, I don't know, like some of the OG NFT communities we have on Solana. Some of the investment, syndicates that we have on Solana. Some of these people. I think we'll see again deals and opportunities and strategic rounds and all that stuff in front of our eyes more and more there, where then these people will decide if this trickles down further into the funnel to retail and so on. And when I was thinking about this, when I was reading this as well, I was thinking to myself, actually, I want to be. I think what Solana ID is really for retail, for consumers, and for everyone that is using us as a consumer product. I think we're the people's cabal. We're the cabal for the people. because cabal usually implies that it's this secret society where you can't get in, and only if you're in that secret society where you can't get in, you get access to these rounds and benefits and exclusive deals, right? But that's pretty much what we're doing. Like we're trying to open opportunities like this up to broader masses, by basically taking these brands and projects and so on and telling them, look, guys, we have this community of people. We have the technology as well to find the people that you want in that early exploration phase of your company. So instead of working with this 5 people in that cabal, work with us and reach the right set of people, because that's the opposite of what these InfoFi campaigns were. It was just like shotgun again, right? It was just like go out there and make everyone talk about us, while and then whoever gets the most engagement, perfect. And with us, it's more about who are you actually? Like, how do you behave on chain? What's your track record, and so on. And then you can find the right people to spend your money on. And we've been saying that since day one, right? We help projects to direct their marketing budget into the right hands, essentially, with running campaigns on Solana ID. And that is something that I think now becomes more and more relevant again. We've also been talking about, how important it is to, for example, make sure that every tier gets benefits. While that is important, I also think that it might be even more important to make sure that the high value, high reputation accounts that are much smaller in quantity, but much bigger in impact, also get the most out of Solana than possible. So, for example, in the current setup, tier 1 is actually probably also very important to pay respect to them and offer them exclusive deals. Almost like, if I'm very active on chain, if I have like a big track record and so on, and I made like a bunch of money, I want to be a Solana ID holder, because that's basically, again, it's the people's cabal. Like, I'll get access to things that only because of my reputation that I wouldn't get access to without Solana ID. They help me to get identified, to be seen. And that's super valuable for projects. If you have a very active whale community, let's say, and you can tell people like, look, we have these 500 people and they're always on the lookout for good opportunities. Give them something valuable. Give them something that's worth $500, right? Because if you convince them that your product is actually good and great, and they'll find it through us, they'll talk about you without you having to, pay them. That's how these guys usually move, right? Like, if you have a genuinely good product, and we help you to get exposure to these high value accounts, they will appreciate your genuinely well product, and they will either start using it, or even better, talk with their friends about it, right? So I think tier 1 actually is super important. So, or other metrics, how to identify high valuable accounts and help people to channel their marketing budgets to these people as well. So both sides are super important. The broader, like everyone who has some sort of reputation, but also this more sharp kind of top of the mountain, which is only these few people. That makes sense. Kaito rebranded instantly. You can check their X for the article where they explain the switch. Of course, they have to. I mean, do you know what's their new idea is, Pierre?
Yeah, they said something that they were working on Kaito Studio, which will be launched soon. And if I understood it correctly, then it's more something like a creator platform where you can basically attract creator for your campaigns, instead of what you just said, right? Like a huge amount of people talking about you. It's more curated creator selection, and they basically just help you to find the right people.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense, yeah. And I mean, they're probably still very, very much. They have still a good value proposition, and I think there's. I hope they made enough money to sustain themselves. It was just, I'm just, the InfoFi part of what they did that's what I'm bearish on back then. But I guess there's still a good intelligence graph of, what gets mind share on X. Even that is interesting to see. Cool. Yeah. Any other? Okay, this is also interesting. Maybe show my screen one more time. That is just a stupid take from. It's not stupid, but like the guy he's right. So Nikita destroyed the entire InfoFi sector only to start his own InfoFi campaign. I'm sure no one will AI slop their way to attempt to win this, right? And then they're referring to this. Have you seen this?
Yeah, I have seen this, and I'm actually pretty pissed about the whole thing too. Not that they change it. I think changing it is fine, and I understand what they're trying to do. But changing this one day or on the same day where they do the payouts for like a retrospective period is not fair.
But wait, is that is that changing anything to the current payout system?
Not this, but it's part of the thread. You need to check down there in the thread where they talk about it. Because it's also saying somewhere, no, further up. I think.
I think it's the wrong. Did it come from the creator?
Yeah.
This year? Empower creators to grow on X.
Yeah, and we have also updated the how payouts, blah, blah. Yeah.
Revenue sharing.
How payouts are calculated and stuff like this.
Home timeline impressions. Meaning your earnings are driven by real views from premium users who see your posts in their home feed. This shift is about rewarding content that truly resonates, posts that consistently show up on timelines and spark discussion. So what does that mean?
I think when I understand it correctly, you only get monetized now on your own posts, basically. But before you were also getting at least some money for if you comment something, which is also counted as a post, which also gets replies and engagement because it may be something valuable, right? So that's what I've been doing over the last 2 weeks, and I just got monetized yesterday, and today. Yesterday was also the next payout date, so I was like, maybe I get a few dollars now for the last 2 weeks of generating 5 million impressions, and I got 0 because they changed the rules yesterday, and that is not fair. I think that is not fair.
Yeah, true. Yes. Okay, then let's say. That's also good. How about rewarding streamers who stream on X or creators using Twitter Spaces? Are there any incentives for choosing X or other platforms? Not a bad question. Let's say you wouldn't be personally impacted because of the retrospective change now. What do you think in general about the change of direction? Like just about the...
I understand why they're doing. That's why I'm saying I don't think it's a bad change. I don't think that it's fair to do it retrospectively. They could say, okay, this was the last time now that you get your payouts based on the old mechanism, but for the upcoming period of time, for the next 2 weeks, and then going further, we will change the rules. Not, oh, by the way, we changed the rules now also for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I don't think that's nice.
It's true, yeah. Okay. But okay, I mean, Twitter is evolving, like completely independent of the bad timing of that decision now. It is what it is. I think Twitter is evolving into a direction where they have to as well. All social media has to evolve. You guys seen in the past days as well what's happening on the content, on the opportunities that AI brings to content creation. And I see a big opportunity, by the way, for businesses like ourselves as well. And we're already diving a bit deeper into setting up campaigns that are more efficient using AI tools to create content as well. But more for TikTok, Instagram, and Web2 platforms. I think I'm fairly bullish on that actually. To streamline, to build an evergreen process that allows you to have agents running that just create content for you. So you don't have to film anymore. You don't have to script anymore. You don't have to, you're skipping so many steps. If you build an good enough system that produces genuinely decent content and just posts for you, even automatically posts for you, you're literally creating impressions and traffic maybe on your whatever you're promoting with these tools. while you sleep, right? Or while you just fuck around. You don't like. Do you think this is more? Okay, so there's two sides to the coin, right? Like for us, I think it's interesting, and I think we might. I'm definitely the opinion that we need to kind of look deeper down into this, because for people who don't know exactly how Solana works, right? Like the crypto element of us, and basically rewarding our community and holders, and giving perks to our tiers. That's one part of it. But where we see the bigger opportunity for 2026 as well is by helping brands that are on Solana, that are building crypto products, to attract much, much more users from platforms that are not yet inside of our bubble, and communities that are not yet inside of our bubble. Because I just want to break out of the circle jerking of just reusing our own people all the time in all these apps. And I want to bring in, I think we're at the stage right now in crypto where we get enough good consumer apps, right, that can bring in people that are on Instagram and TikTok and are not yet in crypto, right? Like onboarding is getting easier, everything is getting easier. So we have the products and the companies coming now that need more attention. So I think we want to break out a little bit of that. So that means if we launch a campaign, yes, we will launch it in Solana ID Hub. We will bring it in front of our user base. We will always have some sort of benefits for our holders and their tiers. But that might be just the smallest part of the whole campaign. The bigger part, I think, will come from having a landing page like the cast campaign we did, but then bringing traffic from all corners of the internet there. And if you want to be a small and efficient team, then build your AI setup, your agent setup, that will just create content for Cast and for Software and whoever our customer is, and create UGC content for these people and just circle it around on these platforms 24/7 and drive traffic from there to that landing page and promote your crypto products and bring new eyeballs and new attention there. And this is also how we can effectively distinguish ourselves a lot from these crypto KOL campaigns and agencies that are doing that, right? Because let them circle jerk their creators, right? I don't need a huge group of creators that promote Solana ID campaigns. I need a few good people that I know personally and I can DM and they help us. That's okay, but I want to break out of that. Do you think this UGC content creation using AI is good or bad? Or like, is this gonna, because it's gonna, like, we're just gonna be able to crank out so much more content between all of us. That's crazy, isn't it?
I think if you know how to use it properly, it's a huge edge, advantage.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's something bad. We just need to make sure that it doesn't end up in a in more slop, because that's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah. No, it needs to be good. Yeah, but I think we're at a stage now where it can be fairly good. Like, so I have a member of the family that is working in performance marketing as well, for Web2 companies essentially, since a while, and he's also using tools like this right now to produce content for his customers, actually, video content. And then he showed me a few of the videos that he produced basically with a tool. I have the name of the tool, but it's actually one tool that is doing the work that you used to use 3-4 different AI tools for, right? For scripting, for researching, for video generation, and then for posting. You just use this one tool, and they create the content for you. And you can upload Simon from different angles to the tool. And it works really well that they actually produce videos of me talking about Solana ID, talking about, whatever. So it replaces the whole studio and recording, right? Completely, because you have your avatar in there. It looks, I would say, maybe 80 to 90% natural. There's a small element of this AI cringe where you're like, this person is acting a little bit weird, but it's not big. I don't think it would harm the outcome, the output of a campaign like this. It looks fairly good. But then obviously the script, the hook, everything needs to be really well done. It can't be sloppy. Like, can't feel like, this is fucking spammy and shit. Like, it needs to be still the same quality than what you used to do with campaigns like this, where the human does everything from A to B, right? From 1 to 100. But I think it's an interesting opportunity that's opening with that, and that we're seeing, and we want to go further into that as well, and build that angle out more and more as well ourselves. with that being said, guys, remember, comment yourself solid. So stay active in the comment section. Talk to us. If you're listening right now to Solid Talk, then give us your takes. We're going really deep into a few of these topics, right? Around kind of marketing right now and InfoFi, and we have like strong opinions and all that shit. Let us know what you think. Let us know where you think the industry is moving towards, and are you guys happy with InfoFi being dead, or maybe some of you actually use these platforms and made money with it? Because there's a lot of people that did, and obviously they are. I can understand if you're now like, okay, fuck, like they take away some of our income by doing that. So interested in your opinions, and yeah, comment yourself solid. Be active on the comments. We're gonna reveal the giveaway at the end.
One interesting thing I was reading earlier, actually, I wanted to share this with you and see what you think about it. One of my my earliest mentor that I ever had when it comes to marketing, basically the guy that I was working for his agency in Bochum back in the day. He's actually also having his own AI startup now. So he's also working on a product, and they are already doing like pretty well. I think they just crossed 1 million yearly revenue within just 6 months or something. And what they do is basically also something like that. They have they help you to turn yourself in an AI avatar and automatically release content on multiple platforms, stuff like this. Very high quality. And he was talking about that there is something changing, I think, not just in Web3 right now when it comes to this marketing stuff, but also in the whole marketing industry. Maybe not right now, but over the next few years, because he said he immediately stopped right now hiring just marketing people, like people who went to college or whatever, and they started marketing and they understand human psychology and they know how to sell shit and stuff like this. He's only hiring marketing engineers, which means
technical background,
people who can basically do both things at the same time. They know how marketing works, but they can also implement everything that is needed to sell the product and maybe even build the product. So he can outperform everyone else who has like a marketer, a copywriter, a dev, someone who builds landing pages and stuff like this. Basically, he puts all of that in one person and only hires people who are marketing engineers. And now we lost Mr. Simon with his very bad Wi-Fi in Power, and he's back.
What? Yeah, I heard you. I heard everything.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. Okay, so that's that is a directional change, definitely, in how I think how the marketing industry evolves, and it checks out, right? Like with AI coming, again, AI is taking our jobs, right? Like that's for sure, but only if you stall and if you just stop evolving yourself. So, but if as long as you just go with the industry and you understand that, okay, how about you try to double down on the things that I can't replace in you? I think that is probably the right thing to do. And then it starts with understanding, okay, how the AI tools work and being able to utilize them. That's one thing. And then also keep in mind always that I think depends where we are in 10 years, right? But I guess the society is moving into a direction where we're becoming completely obsolete, right? Because I mean, one thing we're all gonna keep doing probably, and increasingly, I guess, with the time with time freeing up because we have code running our shit, is consuming content. So that is just gonna increase, right? The consuming of it. What is decreasing is the human producing, the part of where humans actually produce the content. So it's gonna be increasingly AI generated. So I think that kind of checks out, because I was asking myself the question: if it's so much easier to produce content, the social media platforms are being flooded with content. There's just so much stuff being posted all the time. It's just going nuts, right? So I guess what needs to happen is that to survive, and that's why Twitter is doing some of their decisions right now. They just need to be more strict and more aggressive with curating what the algo actually shows and prefers. Otherwise, it's going to be messed up. So that what that means for creators is, I guess, that it's just important, more and more important to do generally good content, because that's what the algo is going to pick. If your content looks like AI slop, it's just going to be completely disregarded. And that's why some of our posts are like 0 engagement, because maybe we're not crossing the line, we're not making the edge. Like, you probably have to get picked up by viewers. I don't know right now if it's in the first hour, that's how it used to be, or in the first 24 hours or something. If your tweet gets nothing from the timeline, right, if no one reacts to it where it is being shown, then it's just going to be completely demolished. Like, then it's not going to be played out at all. That's why sometimes I post something and I have like 20 views on it after like a day. Like, it's probably because like no one reacted to it in the first whatever. I'm not sure on the timelines right now on what the algo does, but it hasn't been shown for the past hour or couple hours. But it hasn't been interacted with. Okay, so what Bibu posted the other day, which I strongly agree with, is okay, just post things that people want to engage with. And so that's a very simple rule. Like, if you do a tweet about something and your goal is to, spark a discussion or something, then ask yourself, okay, would I react to that tweet? Would I have to say something? Does it make me say something funny because it immediately pops up? Or is it making me opinionated? And do I want to say something here? Or, if not, it's probably useless. So why did this article blow up so much from Dan Cohen, right? How to change your life in 24 hours. There's a few variables here, but this post, like, some of you guys might know what we're talking about. There has been a post by a creator, essentially. I don't know what else the man is doing. I think he's been doing entrepreneurial stuff, but he's been largely creating things and writing. It's Cohen, right? Yeah, Dan Coe. So yeah, Mans wrote this article, How to Fix Your Entire Life in One Day. 84 million views.
I mean, it has a huge ratio of bookmarks.
Yep.
Like, there's a huge amount of bookmarks. The topic is something that everyone can basically relate to.
Yeah.
It's very broad, like how to fix your life. Everyone who has a life can read the article. It's not specific to an industry. It's not niche. It's very broad. I think that his account is probably also not super small. He already had like a good following before. Yeah. Because what I realize now on Twitter is it matters what you talk about, but it also matters who talks about it. If you're 100%. A no one, and you talk about something, and then at the same time, someone who is someone talks about the same thing, his content goes viral and nobody gives a fuck about what you said the same thing a week before, but nobody sees it. But if someone who has a huge following already has it easier to get his content picked up. That's why this whole reply guy meta is so big on Twitter compared to any other platform. Nobody is doing that shit on other platforms. Why? Because it's the easiest way to get views and get people to your profile so that they might follow you and check out your content, stuff like this, right? Because it's the easiest way to grow your account. It takes a lot of time if you do it right, because if you do it with AI, maybe it doesn't work so well. But that is something I'm not the only one that sees it. I have seen it from other people. They are also talking about it. That basically there was this meme about you are the one creating the content. Nobody talks about it. And then there's this guy with like 5 million followers. And then he quote retweets your content, talks about it, and then his post gets like 20 million views or something. And then based on that, you also get content. You also get views. But if he would have not pushed your content would be in the void.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, I think, but so it's getting challenging. It seems to be going in a direction where it is fairly decentralized, because the people that are already in the ivory tower of having a lot of reach get even more reach, right? So it's like the stronger gets stronger, the weaker get weaker kind of thing, dynamic. The cliff becomes larger between small accounts and big accounts. If that direction goes uninterrupted, it's a bit dangerous, because then the timeline just consists of the few that control everything. Like, because it's always the same people being pushed to get engagement and get even more. Like, there's only, as we all know, there's only so many posts that you can see, right, during a 24-hour period as a viewer, because A, you don't have an unlimited time. Like, you can only scroll so much on the feed. And then B, the algo has only a specific amount of place that it can use to show you tweets, right? It's just what it is.
Yeah.
Both points are related. But that means that if that whole, let's say, 40 tweets that you see in a day as an average user, if those 40 tweets are all from big accounts, because that's how the algo works, right? Then how do you grow as a small account, right? Because you're just not getting the eyeballs. I think there are some strategies how to do it and how to make it, but I also think that Twitter needs to keep thinking about that problem and how to evolve it. But you can't build a, I don't think you can build a social media platform on a system that gets more and more pushed in that direction. You're just going to lose people that want to create content but feel like demotivated, right? You just push them out to create. And then the ones that consume feel like they're always seeing the same faces and takes, and they're getting bored and burned out from the same faces and takes. So it takes away the colors from social media. So yeah, first of all, Yannis, I'm sorry that you burned your eyes. I saw it earlier. I'm really sorry for you. I hope it was not our fault that you have been captivated so much by our yapping that you burned your eyes. But I hope there's something.
Saw it? Where did you see it?
In the comment section. He was like, "Oh fuck, okay. I burned my food." So yeah, and then he says, "I have 268 followers. I think that is very hard to climb up." Yeah, it is definitely not easy, right? Like, everyone, we are struggling to grow our accounts ourselves. We already have a bit of reach. I think at some point Nikita gave advice to his brother. He posted about it. At least that's the story. And he told his brother, "Look, I know you don't have a lot of people on Twitter, but if you want to get more people on Twitter, then pick a niche, right, that no one else is talking about, and talk about that thing very passionately, because that's how you might break out of it." It's just one piece of advice that you use, right? So, pick a niche that you are that maybe no one else is interested about as much as you are, right? Or just a few people, and then just double down on that topic. And then his brother started to post about the art of making cocktails. And then the tweet blew up.
That's I had a strategy in mind on how to actually grow your Twitter account, maybe with more predictable success rather than
structured,
lucky viral effects, whatever, however you want to call it. I think because that's basically how it worked also on blogs before, because Twitter is pretty much like these early message boards where you have discussions and there's lots of people involved, and then you read through the discussion and then you pick a few people and you think, oh, these people, they have a good opinion, or it's the same opinion as I have, and I see them over and over again in different blogs or different posts about the same topic. He might be a key opinion leader, so I will leave a follow. So I think what you have to do is basically create content. Don't focus on the views, engagement, likes, whatever you get on your own content. Just push it out, just produce it, and then be very, very active as a reply guy, but not with GM and let's fucking go and whatever. Be active in other accounts, basically the same as the Dream 100 strategy that we were talking about.
Yeah.
Be active where the people that you want to have as followers are already, right? So if you want to have Mertz followers, then be very active in his comment section and deliver value so that people think, oh, this is interesting. Then they go to your profile and they're interested in what you do. Then they will leave a follow. Because what I have experienced over the last 2 weeks, for example, is I got a huge amount of profile visits, like almost 10,000 profile visits because of the replies.
Yeah.
But 0 new followers based on this. Why? Because they went to my profile, they see Pierre Solana ID. I help Solana protocols to get more users, stuff like this. And they don't know what that means, so they instantly fuck off and they don't give me a follow. But so if I had 10,000 views on my profile from Solana developers, people that are active in the space, I would have probably converted a lot of them into my followers.
Yeah. So there's 2 things you can do as actionable, basically, as someone in Pierre's situation. It's like either you decide, okay, I want the broader public to, be interested in me, like everyone on Twitter.
I think we might have lost Simon again. Let's give it a second. Or is it me? Can you guys hear me, or is it Simon that is gone? Can you just let me know in the comments, is it Simon or is it me who's gone? Okay, it's Simon. Well, Simon got rocked. Yeah, so guys, if that's something that you're also interested in, then maybe you should try this out if you're serious about growing your personal Twitter account. I think that might be actually worth a try to create content in a niche where you want to be known as, Simon is back, GM.
I think I'm in my hotspot now. I don't know how good that is. And I also don't have a lot of data right now. I'll have to switch back in a bit.
Okay.
But yeah, finish your sentence, or if you want to.
I was just basically repeating the same thing.
Yeah. No, it's true. I think, there's still ways to do it. There's always ways to do it, to build accounts on Twitter and so on. If you want to, you just have to find the right strategy to do so, right? Let's see where it goes. But anyway, TLDR, we're happy that InfoFi is dead, right? We're just dancing a bit on the grave. We think it's good for Solana ID. We think it's good for everyone that is approaching marketing with a bit more of a data-driven sense, right? Or understanding for data, which is essentially what Solana ID is about. We always have been trying to be the most efficient way to acquire users on Solana. That also means that you spend money on something, you get something back as a project. So for our B2B business, for our marketing business, I think this is good news. Listen, you also said earlier, the advantage with Solana ID is that we target real users and not bots. It is that and much more, right? Like, it is not only can we help to distinguish between bots and humans, but also can we help to distinguish between whales and the regular user of Solana and completely fresh wallet that are new, right? And there's a case for all of that, right? Some people might want to attract the broader public. Some people might want to attract whales only, and I can give examples like from discussions I have with people, with potential leads that we will work on. And that one example brings us to this campaign that we just did with Flash Trade, where
you also want to be on the stage, or
what happened?
I said, do you also want to be on the stage or no?
Oh, was I gone?
Yeah, you were gone.
Oh, oopsie. That brings us to the Flash Trade campaign that we did. Where we got we pushed it in the hub, right? In the Solana ID hub, and it was a perk around funded wallet account on Flash Trade. And I want to quickly reiterate on that as well, because I did see the good news is we got super quickly we got the codes claimed, and that is good news. Everyone basically saw the value in the perk and ran to claim it. And the way it worked is, I think I might have one as well here. The way it worked is you open up your Solana ID hub, app.solana.id, you mint your Solana ID if you don't have one yet. If you do have one, you'll get access to the Flash Trade perk if you are between tier 1 to 3. And as long as there were active codes, this worked. In case you don't have a button or it doesn't work, it probably means that you were too late because all the codes have been claimed right now. Not 100% sure right now if I think I should have a active wallet here as well, where I can use it with. Let me try to just log in with a social here for the sake of simplicity, because you can do that, guys. You can actually do that with FlashTrade. You can set up an account with your Google account, and then you're in very quickly. And then if you have the code, okay, so if you guys if you do have the code in the Solana ID portal,
yeah, and he's gone. Yeah, if you do have the code in the portal, then please make sure you're also actually using it, because if not, then you are taking it from people who maybe want to use FlashTrade and give it a try for a first trade. And you're just taking that code from them, so they can't use it. So if you have claimed the code, but you have not used it yet, then make sure you just check it out again in the hub and actually go to FlashTrade. I tried it myself. I've never used FlashTrade before, but I took one of the codes and tried it out myself, and I made 50% profits in 15 minutes, because the way it works is pretty easy. You basically activate your funded wallet account, and then you have Simon back, GM.
Yeah, it's just it's out of my hands, guys. I cannot. Probably my data ran out now, so I'm back in the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, your audio is very bad.
My audio is bad.
Yeah, your audio is very bad.
Okay, 1 second.
Damn. Maybe your dad should trust in Elon and get Starlink in Probach, instead of relying in the old whatever cables they're using in Germany from like 100 years ago.
Yeah, bro, it's worse. Very bad. Very bad. We should definitely accept Elon Musk more here. Either we fix our fucking internet, or we have
he should work on a pocket Starlink that you can just pull out of your pocket, and then you have Wi-Fi everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm actually tempted to get the Starlink Mini, which is like the size of a small MacBook, I think, MacBook Air kind of thing. You can, I can slide it into my backpack, and then I have you have 100 gigabyte every month of permissionless Wi-Fi everywhere in the whole world for $50. Like I don't know, it's kind of I think it would actually be a good idea, because then shit like this doesn't happen. I could just, if I know that my Wi-Fi is, like it is right now, fidgety, then I would just use the Starlink for the whole trip.
Maybe you should turn off your camera for now. I think it's might be worth a try, so at least we can hear you.
Yeah, bro, if I could have Starlink, I really would, not gonna lie. You can't have Starlink, Marky? Is it like a price problem, or
maybe
Anyway.
it's just not available in this country.
really, is it? And I thought you can use it everywhere.
I don't know.
So if you're on FlashTrade, anyways, you go to your funded wallet, you give in the code, which I did. It will give you like a short breakdown how it works, and then you have your funded wallet active, and it stays active until you place your first trade. Then you have 15 minutes to trade, and then it will deactivate again. So basically now I can wait, right? I don't have to do anything, but as soon as I do my first trade, I do have to basically trade for like 15 minutes. If you make money in that 15 minutes, it's all yours, right? If you lose money, it's all gone. So there's nothing to lose really for you. The perk is really cool for users. You can even go into the Degen mode and just like Degen your $10 in a 500x trade for a $3,000 position. If you want to do so, obviously your liquidation level is going to be tight as well. Let me not make that comparison. That would be criminal. But it's definitely tight. It's very tight.
Yeah.
And you need to be careful, but it's not your money anyway. So try it out and play around with the perk a little bit. Sorry, and you might have you might have a return even on your investment. But yeah, so Flash Trade, claim it, because I think there is a lot of users right now that displayed their code, but then didn't go to the Flash Trade platform and activated the code. So make sure to, if you displayed your code, take it, go to Flash Trade, insert the code, and start trading. If not, I think in the next couple of days, we will just remove all the codes again and do a new push. So basically, you will lose your code that you just claimed, and we can't guarantee that you'll get a new one in an upcoming campaign. So yeah, use it if you have a code. If not, you're going to lose the code in a couple of days when we do the reset, and then we can't guarantee that you get a new one. So just like a little bit of info here. Cool. Now, we should probably do the NFT, Pierre. Can you please bring the NFT up on the stage here so we can take a look at what we have?
Sorry.
There
you are.
Yeah, not available where I live. I'd have to buy it when I'm on vacation somewhere. Ah, okay. So you can use it in your country, but you can't order it to your country. I see. Okay. That makes sense, Maki. Solid Talk from the 17th of January. Solid Talk number 72. What we have here is our beautiful Solidian mascot, the Minion. It's the Solidian child. And he is... I don't know what he's doing, actually. I don't even think Sig told me what he's doing when I asked him about it. No, he didn't say it. But it looked like some sort of distorted reality view. Yeah, I like it. It's a cool artwork. And if you want to claim it, ladies and gents, then you can do so. It is time to claim it. We are using our friends from Zili, who actually also, they kind of woke up and they're like, hey, guys, we're still here. It is time for a quest again, now that InfoFi is dead. So yeah, it was a funny take from them. Let's see what they do, honestly. Let's see what... I think Zili still has potential. Like, it is a good platform. We used it ourselves before. The way they did it in the past was always a bit too close to InfoFi, where you can just yap yourself into a reward pool and you can't track anything very well. But let's see. Right now I see here...
I'm wondering why they actually didn't get blocked by the API.
Yeah, they have a business API as well. So somehow they managed to not be in the bucket of InfoFi. Yeah, maybe they didn't. Maybe their users didn't spam enough.
It's because the thing is, the difference with Zili campaigns in Kaito is that I think people just don't talk about it. With Kaito, people would always say, "Oh, I'm a top 10 yapper. I got so many yaps, blah blah blah." But with Zili, it's more like coming from the protocol, and they say, "Okay, you can engage with our content, blah blah blah, and we will track it through Zili, right?"
Right.
So it's more like the tech is in the background, and you do whatever. You have some quests, and nobody talks about it. But with Kaito and Cookie 3, even though I've never seen any people talking so much about Cookie 3, to be honest, at least in this InfoFi stuff. It was more always Kaito. People were public about it, right? About the whole yapping and getting paid for yaps and stuff like this.
Fair, yeah.
Maybe they were just lucky that Nikita didn't have them on his radar.
I think also maybe, I don't know, this is just an assumption, but just keep in mind Zili doesn't have a token. I don't know if that changes anything, but I feel like that Kaicha and Cookie 3 just got a lot of more mind share as well because of the token they have. That makes sense. So they're just a bit more present because we know tokens.
But I would say that Zili actually has more customers than Kaito because they are more accessible. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
what is the word I'm trying to say? Because they have very low tiers, right? You can use it for free,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
then like $250 or something.
Yeah.
While
Easy.
Kaito, you only do like huge campaigns.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's the secret code, Pierre?
Oh, it's there on the screen. It's rugged.
Rugged? Who's rugged?
Because you got rugged so many times today from your Wi-Fi.
Great. Alrighty. Okay. I claimed my rugged NFT. So I got it now. Yeah, I don't know if my Wi-Fi is better now. Maybe. It is really fidgety. I think they're gonna change to glass fiber optics, or whatever you call it in English, in this town here this week.
After like 20 years.
Yeah, no, the thing is, they had it like literally in the road since 2 years, but the the comms company just wasn't ready yet to activate it.
Exactly. That's the how to say. That's the picture that everyone has about Germany still. Luckily, that we are so efficient and punctual. I think it's degrading, but yeah, it is not. We are neither efficient nor on the frontier of technologies.
No, unfortunately not. Yeah.
Not really.
I would say we're secure at least, but safe. But also safety has been a bit of a concern. But I actually also think that it's a lot of brainwash going on. I have to agree with that on social media, because it is a bubble. Like, it is true. It is a bubble, and it's the algorithm. It's not the fault of Elon Musk. It's not the fault of the AfD. It's not the fault of anyone, really. It's just a fucking algo. Like, if you like a lot of posts where, I don't know, someone says that immigration is a problem in Germany, and you interact and you comment on that post, then you will see a lot of more posts about that opinion.
Exactly.
It's just the algo.
It's called the echo chamber.
Yeah, it's just the algo farming impressions and keeping your attention on the platform with content that you engage with. That's it. Right? It's very simple. And then obviously, but that is a bit of brainwash. It's algo enforced brainwash, which is great for people that want to use these platforms for propaganda and manipulation, because they're like, yeah, perfect. Then we just crank out more content in that direction, and it's going to be seen by the right people, and we're going to brainwash them even more. It is, it is kind of true. And I feel like always around election cycles, and when there's like political decisions about to be made in Germany, maybe even globally, around that time, that controversial content there's more of it. Like, there's always something crazy happening, some demonstration, someone gets stabbed, some bomb explodes. It's always then, and I'm like, why is it around? It kind of makes sense. I would do the same.
I also just remember that one of the reasons so many Germans hate Elon is because they also a lot hate the AfD, which is more on the right-wing party in Germany, right? And Elon Musk once did an interview with Alice Weidel.
Yeah, that was crazy. I was fucking Twitter.
And she's from this party, right? And everyone's like, "Oh my God, how can you do this? She's a Nazi. How can Elon give her a stage and stuff like this?"
Yeah, but that's also something I hear here in that household. Yeah, Elon Musk. No, he's also he's on the side of the AfD, right? Like, it's not. You don't want to support him. Yeah. Whatever. We're not here to make politics. We're just here to yap about it and fucking speak our mind, right? And talk about society and salami and everything around it. But I think also we should come to an end here, since we've been live streaming since 1 hour and 40 minutes. Lots of yapping today. I could yap a bit more, honestly, but I think it's fine. Let's take a quick look at the charts and then we wrap it up, okay? Because that's something that has been missing right now. Quick look at the markets here, ladies and gents. It is the 17th of January today. We've been more than 2 weeks into January, and so far January has been okay for Solana and the ecosystem, I would say. Let's look at the 4-hour chart here where we are. January started when? It was here. The 1st of January was basically right here before that pump, right? So we saw, that's interesting. We saw the first 2 weeks here. 1st of Jan starting right here. And then since the 1st of Jan, we went 20% up. And right now we are still at 16% up on Solana. So that's not bad. That is actually not bad. Not a bad start for the year. That is the good news. Now, the bad news is that there's still a very clear path for lower prices, and we're right now also at a decision point where that basically leaves us as scalp traders, swing traders, whatever you want to do. It leaves us at a point of indecision, really. You can't really do anything right now, in my opinion, because we are stuck here in this sideways range now since a few days between the high that we made around $148 and $140. Now, we could see one more high technically into this fourth wave up here, the completion of a C wave to the upside of this larger ABC. And then we could see one more leg down. So right now I'm basically waiting for another retracement here to the downside that can actually bring us a bit lower. The question is just, are we going a bit higher? Because technically we can go until $206 and still retrace down to 90 again. So that's a probability. But we can also go right from where we are right now, because technically the structure is complete. We had a wider 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And that fifth wave could be completed right here. It could be done. And we also had this micro count here inside, which started here. And then we had a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5. That's also complete. So technically we're done, right? But we can also do one more high. That is right now technically also possible. But that basically is really difficult to trade, because if we're breaking down from here and you're long, then you're fucked, because we're just going to go down from there. If we break below 139.8 or something, I think we have our first indication, if we break that level, that we might not see higher prices as of right now. And if we break above this resistance right now, the 148, then we're just going to make our way up to a bit higher. But we don't know really how high. So that's the main assumption here. What's also possible is that we're just going to stay in some sort of in some sort of range for the whole couple next month, really, where we could trade a bit higher here in that region between the 206 and the $140 basically. We can stay in that range for months, right? Like this, it's a very typical type 4 or wave 4 correction here, and then we can still break down lower. So we might be chewing some glass a bit longer here if we don't see any drastic swings coming up soon. So not too exciting right now in the markets. Can't give many more takes on Solana right now. I think we had a very good run for the first 2 weeks of the year when it comes to Solana, the main asset. And I also think that this year has potential to be a good year for crypto. But I can't rule out one more low, right? So we might, you might see another buying opportunity for Solana, the token, and we might see also a new all-time high this year. This token is both very feasible for Solana. Yeah, that's it. I keep it here for now. Any more questions in the?
Perfect timing. Goodbye, Simon. Arrivederci.
Yeah, that was nice. The last Solid Talk NFT I got is number.
You sound like a robot, my friend. You sound like.
Yeah, but it should be better.
Outer space.
It should be gone after.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yes, no, it's okay.
The last Solid Talk NFT I got is number 64. Is that the last one?
That sounds ridiculous. If that's true, I'm gonna jump from the balcony.
that would mean that you have
Oh shit! If that's true, sorry guys. Then there's something clearly went wrong. I have to talk to the guy who's responsible. Yeah. He should be fired. He should be fired.
That's basically PR, by the way, guys. But okay.
No. We have a guy for this.
Sure. Okay. You guys.
Good night.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah. Poodle, thanks for bringing that up. We're gonna try to make this better. But let's close it down for now, guys. We did our yap yourself solid today, or comment yourself solid. We might have to pick someone, Pierre, who got solid today. So I don't know if you want to scroll. I have a name in my mind. that I
Yeah,
can shout out.
definitely not Fudelfinger for bringing this up. Not gonna lie. You
Sorry, Fudel. You didn't make yourself a friend with this one. You didn't make yourself a friend. But yeah, I can shout out a name. Let me know when you have one, and then
yeah, let me just check.
and then we can go from there. So yeah, guys, every week, not every week, but since last week, we're doing comment yourself solid. So if you comment yourself a lot of comments, if you comment a lot during the live stream and you give a few takes here and there and you be a bit funny here and there or whatever, then you have the chance to get a shout out from us.
Yeah, I have my guy.
Cool. Okay, so we're gonna do 3, 2, 1, name. Okay.
Okay.
At the same time. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Giannis.
Oh, we have a
Not
dispute.
this time. Last time we.
Yeah, last time we had the same. So you say Giannis. True, Giannis has been very active. I say Maki because also Maki has been quite active today. So
I just feel bad also for Giannis because he was so locked in that he burned his dinner.
True, yeah, true. What do you guys think? What do you guys think in the comments? Maki, Giannis, do you want to defend your positions or do you want to give it to the other person? Is there other people here that want to give us their take? Who should get the Comment Yourself Solid award for Solid Talk number 72, which will give you guys 3,000 solid tokens as a little sign of appreciation as well for being active in the community chat here. So let us know what you think. Cyber says, aside from these charts, these past few weeks for Solana has been amazing. True. And we'll cover it. Monday live stream with Store Brothers. We have, more than we covered today on the agenda. So definitely make sure to jump in as well. No, then I think it should be Giannis. Okay, Maki, thank you so much for giving that's very honorable of you, sir, dear sir. Thank you so much for giving this to Giannis. I think we all feel a bit sad for Giannis' rice dish. So burnt dinner deserves a new dinner. Fair point. Okay, so Giannis, we're gonna note you down as today's Comment Yourself Solid Yapper. And that was the last act for today. We're gonna close it down here. Thank you guys for being solid with us and joining this solid talk today. We have much more to yap about, so let's do it next week. Let's run it back again. Same time, same space for Solid Talk number 73. Find us here again. Make sure to change the reminders in your schedules for 1 p.m. UTC going forward, which is the time slot that we streamed today. So that is going to be the new Solid Talk time for now, until we maybe try something else. But for now, Solid Talks are for Saturdays. Saturdays are for Solid Talks. 1 p.m. UTC, same space, same time. Until then, you guys have a good week. Stay solid, get solid, and we'll see you at the next one.
Bye-bye.
Peace out.